is beginning to arrive. The kakampings. This is our way.
All the kakamping was frustrated on the election result.
We are not. Okay, I was interviewed. So maybe it will be on TV. There's a crowd though. There's a crowd.
But they don't want to say anything. They stay numb. Saying nothing is the same thing as.
There you go. Ano daw? Ano ang makibisog? Makigbisog, ayaw kahadlok. Ito yung akin, makibaka, huwag matakot.
Dan si Noni, hindi na nagigitara si Noni. Ayan, ayan. Oh, ito pala si Noni. Kala ko si paring Noni na to eh. Yes. Kakampik. Kakampik na kapit.
Kakampik. Kakampik.
Bayang makiling.
Mga kagampings po, punta po tayo dito sa harap. Mag-alay po tayo ng kanta na tagal nating inulit-ulit sa mga events natin. So, calling all kagampings to come to the front. Yeah, we will do that later. Mga kakampings, punta po kayo dito sa harap. Ialay po natin yung kanta.
To give a few thoughts to this group. I said, is this a political party meeting? And I said, if it is politics, I have no experience as a politician. But anyway, Hawaii Filipinos for Truth and Democracy. I could see that your group is very dedicated to the ideals that you were going to pursue for this election. The word truth encompasses everything. Truth in finances, truth in relations in the family, truth about life, truth about faith, truth about just even the birth of the child. Because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. You are fighting for the truth so that each one of us Filipinos and the whole Filipino nation will have life. Ngayon, in anything that there is a selection, some win, some lose. I'm sure you understand that and you know that we could win with Leni or we could lose with Leni. They could win with Marcos or they could lose with Marcos. Okay? So, what is what is keeping us is sometimes our over-dedication to what we present and what we are working for. I haven't followed election, news about the Philippines because my community is American community. It's nothing. I only hear when I go to another town in Michigan, where are two Filipinos, about what I heard was, and I saw was, the interview in the TV of each candidate. What is your preference, etc., etc. But anyway, I said, if there is truth, there is life. But my dear brothers and sisters, to accept defeat is painful, hindi ba? Even if we know that we present things that are really meaningful and needed for the present situation, we don't win. Masakit yun. That's painful. And sometimes, especially if the presentation of what we would like to be accomplished is wrong. There are things seemingly in the news. Some things are said about this Leni. Some things are said about Marcos, etc., etc., which are not true. Because this is election. You present, if you are running for the queen, you have to present your best dress, di ba? Magpaganda tayo. But anyway, that is past. What I'm trying to say, my dear brothers and sisters, is it is difficult to accept defeat. But defeat accepted in the spirit of Christ is a source of life. It will take time for each and every one of us to live the truth that we did not win the election. But it does not mean that you cannot fight in our personal lives. And here in Hawaii, it does not mean that we cannot fight for the truth and democracy. And these ones that you wrote, I read most of them. They speak for what you fight for. So let us together, as brothers and sisters, fight for those things peacefully. As a community here in Hawaii, Jesus said, where 2 or 3 are gathered together, where 2 or 3 are gathered together, there I am in the midst of them. Each time you as a group come together, Jesus is there and He shows us the truth of all those things. For truth is life, and because our life is based on the truth of Christ, we will have democracy. Mahirap mag-accept. So, little by little, just like when somebody in the family dies, mahirap to accept, is it not? Masakit. Because we live with them, we love them. So, in our hands stands what we are fighting for. I remember now, if we follow what Jesus did in His life, He was born in a poor family. And then He grew up, He served the people, is that? But then there were contrabidas when He was serving the people. At the end, they hung Him on the cross and crucified Him, and He died. We are called to be like that. Spiritually, psychologically, physically, we are called to walk with Christ in our daily lives as family members and as members of a political party. Christ died and He was buried. If Christ did not die, He would not have resurrected. So if we die, so to say, to our ideals, we bury them with Christ and we resurrect as a new spiritual political party that will influence the present situation in the Philippines. So I speak of dying, just like somebody dies in the commune in our family. We die with that person. We die to some of our ideals, but we don't give them up, because when we die to somebody or something, our ideals, just like Christ, death is a promise of resurrection. We will all resurrect, but at this moment, we die to our ideals and give the chance to Christ to resurrect us, to look at our ideals as a group here in Hawaii for truth and democracy. The other party will also have truth and democracy, but you are called to live for truth. But living for truth means dying in quotation mark as a Christian, so that 3 days or how many years after, we resurrect with Christ and we sing Alleluia. Yeah? So live it. Let us live it. Me, I left Hawaii after 12 years. Masakit. I'm here for 7 days. And to see all the kids who are big now. Mga apo ko dito, mga sumipkay. Oh, mga apo ko ito. To see them is a resurrection. You, my dear brothers and sisters, from this pain, after election, which sometimes we think, maybe maraming, ganyan, no? But we leave that. Then we can have another political party, no? Not Democrats or whatever. Another political party composed of you here. A political party that stands for the truth of Christ, that stands for death and the promise of resurrection, and then with that we can spread out here in Hawaii that there is a Filipino group that stands for the truth and lives for the truth, lives for each one, and does not give up when pain comes, because just like Christ, 3 days after he was buried, he resurrected. So let us just leave the pain muna. Huh? The pain, I know it's painful, but then little by little, we ask the Spirit. Now we are buried with Christ. Masakit. But then, one day, you will resurrect. Because, this is what you're looking for. The truth. Maraming gulo siguro sa Pilipinas, no? The truth is for democracy. And as I said, he who lives the truth will never die. After 3 days, in the tomb, we see the tomb as the pain of losing this election. We are in the tomb of losing the election. But 3 days, we will all resurrect as a group here to influence and to see, to be able to see also that there are some positive things in the other party. So, tayo nandito sa Hawaii. Let us be Filipinos who live for the truth of Christ, walking in His words. I am the way, the truth, and the life. The way is not always easy. He says, I am the way. But do you put your feet on the way? Baka the way is very nice, but we don't put our feet in the way, so we will not reach life. Okay? So my dear brothers and sisters, thank you very much for this chance to be with you and to see how dedicated you are. How dedicated you are, and I keep you in my prayers. I'm going back to the Philippines on June 7 after 12 years here and another 2 years in Michigan. I'm going to the Philippines on June 7 as a retired 84-year-old Sister of St. Paul of Sharp. I'm sure you know the Sisters of St. Paul in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We are in Vigan, in Tuguegarao, in Candon, in Maria Reina Hospital, in Notre Dame Hospital in Baguio, where else? In Mindanao. And I worked with the Muslims in Mindanao. I was almost beheaded. Yes, because I worked with the military in Mindanao, so I was almost beheaded. That was my
Background.
death. You walk and you have to be careful. But then I resurrected and sent to Hawaii. So let us together, I keep you in my prayers, walk in the way of Christ, because when we walk in the way of Christ, we live in the truth. We die, but we resurrect. I am the resurrection and the life. And we cannot do that by our own selves. So he said, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Amen.
Okay. Mga kababayan, totoong masakit. It's been very painful. I don't think it compares to the pain that I've had in the past. Ibang sakit kasi siya. Mahirap ipaliwanag. It's hard to explain this type of pain. It's really a different kind of pain. Mahirap ding maunawaan kung anong klaseng sakit. It's hard to figure it out. We tried to make sense of what had happened. It was a lot to process. I'm sure like me, a lot of us went through a storm of conflicting emotions, deep emotions. Umasa tayo at binigay natin lahat ng kaya natin. As a people, we gave everything that we could. We really wish for something great to come out of what we did. Not just for ourselves, but for our country. More so for our country. And we gave our mightiest might for it. None of us had the illusion of trying to save the world. We really just wanted to contribute something to the pink movement for the betterment of our people. It was truly unfortunate what had happened. But we have peace in our hearts because we believe it was the right thing to do. It still is the right thing to do. And we fought fair and square. We will be all right, mga kababayan. We will be all right. Tumayo po tayong lahat. Please rise up. Taas noo, mga kapatid, mga kakamping, mga kababayan, mga kasama. Keep your heads up. Hindi dapat ikahiya ang isang pusong pagod at isang pusong sugatan. Never be ashamed of our broken hearts and tired bodies. Sa halip, ipagmalaki ang mga pinagdaanan at lahat ng nasaksihan natin. Let us tell the world that we've gone through a lot and be proud of what we have witnessed in this election campaign. We are proud to be truth and freedom-loving Filipinos. We have to soldier on dahil dapat ipagpatuloy ang laban para sa katotohanan at tunay na demokrasya at hindi lang demokrasya ng iilan. We need to continue our fight against disinformation and for true democracy and not just democracy for the few. Hindi na walang sakit. The pain is still here. Pero mas lalong hindi na wala ang pagmamahal natin sa bayan. Our love for our country is ever present. Kaya magpatuloy tayo. We shall continue on. Let our griefs remind us of how fiercely we truly care, and let this love move us to try harder, fight stronger. Now, if I could ask folks to come up and pick a sign, a message here that really reflects what your heart tells you, please come. We have a lot. I think we will have enough for everyone. These are the products of the movement, of everything that we've done. All of these messages are part of our general message and part of our aspirations for the truth, for justice for all victims of the tyrannical rule, and for true democracy. Some of the banners have to be carried by more than one person, if we could do that. And as we carry these signs, please reflect on what it tells us or compels us to do. Thank you so much. For those who doesn't have a sign, we still have some more. Sige po. Now please carry your signs and banners. Show it around.
The other way is up.
These are the messages that we carry now. Let truth prevail. Fight disinformation. We remember. We don't want another tyranny. We don't want another martial law. We want to build a better future for our children. And we will fight for it. Walang sayang. We have not wasted anything. It was all worth the fight. Kapit, mga kapatid, mga kasama, hang in there, hang tight. Nagsisimula pa lang ang laban. The fight has just started. Makibaka! Huwag matakot! Makibaka! Huwag matakot! Huwag matakot! Makibaka! Makibaka! Huwag matakot! Huwag matakot!
Ang gagawa.
I'll have Gary explain what isang bayan is, and then as always, lagi siya nagbibigay sa atin ng mga updates.
Maraming salamat po. Yung affiliation ko po sa isang bayan is only for identification purposes. Wala po tayong chapter na tinayo dito sa Hawaii. But isang bayan is one of the many formations in the Philippines that is trying to unite the opposition and standing up against the Marcos and Duterte tandem. So bago po tayo magpatuloy, so we will have a lot of speakers, no? Just so you guys know. Marami po tayong bisita na mga nais magpahayag ng pakikiisa sa ating patuloy na pakikibaka. Pero bago po magsimula yun, gusto ko pong, lalo dun sa mga sumasama sa atin every week, no, since February, ano po yung naramdaman ninyo the day after the election? Yeah, let's keep quiet muna po. Internalize natin. Ano po yung naramdaman ninyo? Balikan po ninyo yung feeling na naramdaman nyo na yon. Ngayon, tumingin po tayo sa lahat ng mga katabi natin, sa kaliwa at sa kanan. Tignan nyo pong mabuti kung sino yung katabi ninyo. Alam niyo po kung anong ibig sabihin yan. Yan po yung tinatawag na pag-asa. Hope. Yan po yung iniwan sa atin ni Leni. Binigyan po niya tayo ng pag-asa. Nung nagsimula po kami, wala kaming kapag-apag-asa. Sabi namin, magbuo na lang tayo ng Facebook. Tignan natin kung may sasali. Ngayon, andito po tayo. Nakita natin kung gaano tayong kadami pala. At nakita natin doon sa resulta ng eleksyon, hindi tayo zero. May bumoto sa atin dito sa Hawaii. Marami pa tayo, hindi lang tayo dito. Alam natin nandiyan sila. At marami ang hindi pa rin nakaboto. Yun po yung iniwan sa atin ay pag-asa. Pag-asa, hindi po tayo dapat sumuko. At ulitin ko po ito, gusto ko pong ulitin din ninyo. Maaring sila ay nanalo, pero hindi tayo natalo. Okay? Nanalo sila pero hindi tayo natalo. Hindi tayo natalo dahil dinaya tayo. Dinaya po tayo. At yun po, ulit-ulitin natin yan. You know, maaari pong hanggang sa ngayon hindi pa nagko-concede si Leni at si Kiko. Alam po natin, meron silang binubuo na NGO. Ngayon, ano po ang ating gagawin? Ano po ang ating contribution? Ito lang po ang isang uulitin ko, isang papaabot ko po sa inyong lahat. Kung sakasakali na maproklama si Marcos at si Duterte, alam po natin kung anong klaseng gobyerno ang itatayo nila. Alam po natin yun, kaya tayo tumututol. Alam po natin na ang mga kababayan natin ay yuhurakang muli ang ating mga karapatan, lalo na ang karapatang magpahayag, ang karapatang magsalita, ang karapatang magprotesta. Alam po natin yan. At alam po natin marami tayong kababayan na maaaring ikulong, patayin at itorture muli dahil nakita na po natin yan. Tayo pong mga nasa abroad, lalo po dito sa bansang ito, tayo ay may kalayaan. Kaya po yan ang ating tungkulin. Tayo po ang kanilang magiging boses sa panahon na sila ay kikipilaan ng boses. Sa panahon na hindi na po sila papayagang magprotesta, tayo po ang dapat tumindig at magprotesta para sa kanila. Dahil tayo po ay may pribilehiyong gawin yon para sa ating mga kababayan sa Pilipinas. Kaya ngayong araw po na to, itatayo po natin ang ating koalisyon, ang Hawaii Filipinos for Truth and Democracy, bilang bahagi ng isang mas malawak na pakikibaka upang patuloy nating labanan ang Marcos Duterte regime. Hindi pa po sila pinoproklama, pero titiyakin po natin, ipapanawagan natin ang kanilang pagbagsak. Hindi na po natin kinakailangan hintayin ng 3 o 6 na taon. Ngayon pa lamang po, sinulan na natin. At patuloy po tayo makipagtulungan sa lahat ng mga programa na inilulunsad ni Leni at ni Kiko. Sabay-sabay po yan, lahat ng larangan, mula sa pagtatayo ng NGO, mula sa pagbabayanihan, hanggang sa pagprotesta, at kung ano pa ang kinakailangan, tayo po ay dapat lumahok at makiisa upang ipagpatuloy natin ang sinimulan ni Leni at ni Kiko at ng sambayanang Pilipino. Mabuhay po tayong lahat, ipagsak po natin ang Marcos at Duterte regime.